Hey everybody, let's talk. So it's not gonna be a doom and gloom, despite the fact of the RGB and shit. I just happened to turn on the lights and was kind of too lazy to actually flip on the main light, which is right above me. But I have the switch currently flipped on to off, so that's why my RGB in my room is set to red. Just because, I mean, obviously, if you can see it right there, Doomslayer, fucking awesome. But that's beside the point. Kind of wanted to talk about something of, uh, well, let's get something straight. If you watch any of my channel, I'm very into tech, like very into IT. Like I stream every now and again when I get a chance. I haven't streamed for a while. I need to get back onto that. I even actually have a camera finally set up over here on an arm that actually originally went for that microphone. And the only reason why I'm not using that microphone is because I haven't quite set it up fully with the camera, because the camera I have at my disposal does not, unfortunately, have a dummy battery. So I can't very well power that and deal. I could try to just swap out the battery whenever it dies, but then I have to do all that and do a bunch of shit in OBS. And I do have a capture device now. It's the X1 Lite or XR1 Lite, but whatever. That's beside the point. I'm very, as you can even just tell by even like right on my desk, I have this. I have another phone. I do have the capture device, like I said. I even got my little um, mic mic pack, which I'm wearing, and I have RGB obviously in my fucking room. I've always been a very big proponent of tech as a tool. And additionally, one thing that I've started to notice, and even in those that are around, they see tech as what's going to be the next greatest thing. What, like AI. One of my buddies was talking about AI the other day, and he said, "Yeah, man, I was using AI to write this thing," and I kind of got a little bit irritated. I'm not gonna lie. And why I got irritated was because that's taken away from growth, away from him and the process of learning how to write a little bit better. Now I've tested AI on how it actually did certain things. It was okay. It wasn't great. It was okay. I just out of curiosity, since I'm looking for a different job and I'm always looking for new opportunities to grow, I tested it out. I was like, okay, let me see what it can do for kind of summarizing some of my resume. Didn't work out so well. You could tell that it was computer generated right off the bat. And I was using, I think, ChatGPT or some shit. And it was very obviously artificial. It did not fit at all with what I was trying to go for. And I was not a fan. And I ended up actually having to, like, I ended up taking it as like an idea, and I built off of that. But I used it as what it should be used as, which is a tool. AI is not going to be the end all be all. Like, I firmly believe that it's not going to just take all the tech jobs. No, it's not. If you believe that, cool, great on you. I disagree. And a lot of people have been getting on this craze of they always want to have their phones around them. I've been kind of doing a social experiment, or just an experiment in general in my whole life, of trying to like Yesterday, I think I only went to my computer once, and it's a, probably like this computer is probably the envy of a lot of people. I have some like it's not the latest gen NVIDIA or the latest gen AMD, but it's still more powerful than the latest gen AMD and even decent chunk of NVIDIA cards right now. But it, I wanted to dial it back and actually think more objectively and kind of decrease my reliance on tech for even a day. And I ended up just sitting down and watching a show that I've been meaning to catch up on. And it's already in like it's completely separate. It's Criminal Minds. It's completely blown way past where I'm even close to being at. I'm just trying to get to season 15. I'm already in season 10. I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna just get this out. I'm gonna do this. It'll be great. And it was. And why I also wanted to do that is I started getting a really horrible headache. And I've been being told by different people that I need to just slow down, take a breather, and relax and actually relax. And I've been kind of on this journey to actually relax. But instead of using technology as the forefront of like just pulling out my phone and watching videos all fucking day, or pulling out my tablet and watching the next TikTok or YouTube reel or Instagram reel or YouTube shorts and whatever. Actually, just pay attention to what I'm doing. And I've made it a point to whenever I make a video, I don't edit it. I don't change any, I don't color correct, I don't do anything like that. Because I want you to see the raw, unfettered, unedited. Like if I make a mistake, I make a mistake. If I say something great, I say something great. Fantastic. But if I don't, you get in the raw. And that's one of those things that I've literally thought about is that every single thing that a lot of people end up doing nowadays. So like I want to interact with blah. I want to watch, like nobody's actively saying, I'm going to watch Instagram reels for the next 2 hours of my day. No, because that'd be foolish. And if you actually outwardly said that and thought that, actively thought about, oh, I'm going to actually do this intentionally, you might realize you're going to waste your time. And that would be a waste of time. And it is a waste of time. But people are doing it without realizing the repercussions of doing that. Instead of watching those Instagram reels, you could be learning. Instead of watching those Instagram reels, you could be spending time with your kids. Instead of watching that, you could be learning more about your partner, learning how they function. Whether it's your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Spending time with actual human beings, engaging in human interaction. And now I understand I'm not a perfect person, and I do stumble and fail at this. But I feel like our reliance on technology for every little thing. Now I understand if you're using like Google Maps or Apple Maps to get somewhere, okay, that's using it as a tool as it was intended. If you're using it for your job, you're using it as a tool as intended. But if you're using it for everything, every single aspect of your life, is that really what it was intended to be? Or is that just what corporations have convinced us that it's supposed to be? And it's supposed to be incorporated in every single aspect of our life. Now, I've been also looking at all the different tech I have throughout my house. I've accumulated quite a lot of it. But some of the most fun and enjoyable times I've ever had have been where I didn't think about it, and I didn't think about, oh, I'm gonna watch Instagram reels. I'm gonna just do all this great shit. I end up just having some quiet time and just thinking and kind of divulging away from nonstop entertainment. Well, if you pump a whole bunch of like entertainment down your gut, what are you gonna do when like you say you have a bad day? You just want to watch TV for a couple hours. Is that good on occasion? Yes. But I feel like it's also necessary to take a step back and understand, why are you in that current circumstance? Is there something you can do about it? And kind of reflect on, is there some sort of thing you could be doing to make a change about that? Or do you simply just need to go for a fucking walk outside? They need to go for a fucking walk, go for a fucking walk. Like, go for a damn walk, please. I know that's something I'm trying to get better at. But it's the journey of getting better. That's what matters. If you don't even start to get better, you're never going to get there. If you don't make the small little choices, and I understand you probably heard this a million times. I've done a decent amount of time in working out and shit, and yes, I understand I'm a bit out of shape at the moment, and that's due to certain health related issues, but that's also kind of an excuse. And I'm admitting it. It's a failure of mine. Something I need to do better on. Something I'm actively getting better about is actually being more active. And one thing that I did do recently was I moved to an actual house. My wife and I bought a house. And we moved to a a good couple miles away from the actual city itself. And the first night that we slept here, before I even went to bed, I walked outside on my back deck. I looked up at the sky and I felt a calm that I had not felt in years. I felt a connection with nature just from my back patio or my back deck. And that meant so much to me because I had not been able to do that for years. Because of my time spent in the military and just places that I've had to live because of work. I made it a point and I told my wife, I was like, I want to get away from the city. She's like, well, why are you such a big proponent? I was like, just wait and see. And she finally did. She was like, it's peace. It's peace. That was what I wanted. I wanted peace. And I finally received that peace. Now, does that peace come at a cost? Yeah. I got to drive almost 2 hours to work. Am I actively working on that? Absolutely. I've been applying like hell to try and get out from where I'm at because it's far away from my house. And the amount of time that I'm actually spending getting there and getting from there is not worth my time. It is not worth my while for what I'm accomplishing there. And that's the kind of thing you got to ask. I'm making small steps to try and get back to our roots as human beings and establishing how we actually came to appreciate the usefulness of technology. It can be a great tool or it can be a horrible distraction. And if you let it be a distraction, it can destroy you. Now, certain distractions can be good, other distractions can be very horrible. You could have, say, you get distracted from your partner and end up maybe cheating on them. I know that's an extreme, but you could also even get distracted away from your kids. And also, if you end up getting distracted by your kids and neglect your partner, that's also a bad thing. It's actually horrible. It's actually worse than neglecting your kids because if you're paying attention to your partner, you'll inadvertently end up being more attracted to your kids. And your kids will see, oh my God, and they'll have a great example of, and you'll end up spending time with your kids and your spouse simultaneously, but you need to also not neglect your spouse. And all this to say, I feel like we as people have really gone away from connecting to what truly matters and what we were designed for. And we've lost the connection because we've delved so deeply into technology. And we've delved so horribly wrong into the constant attraction of social media. Like there's a new phone out almost every year from Apple, Samsung, Google, fucking LG, Sony, nothing phone. From almost all of them manufacturers, they're coming out with a new phone. So unless you really got the money for a new phone every year, which I'll be honest, I don't. And even if you do, why? What's the purpose? Do you need that? I've had this phone. I've had the phone that I'm filming this on for over almost a year and a half. It's a good phone. And even this, I've even had to ask myself, do I need this phone? Is it any more useful than this phone? This phone still works. Still works great. I've had this phone since my wife and I got together. Shortly thereafter. I still have it. I turn it into my MP3 player. So I can dissociate and actually download all the music that I bought over the years and put it on there. So if I want to just put down my phone and I just want to listen to music, I just plug some headphones in there. Because guess what? It actually still got a headphone jack. Most phones don't even have that. We're paying now more for phones and more for technology for less features. They used to be just standard. We're all obsessed with this wireless this and wireless that. I got a wired mic right there. Like, I even got wired headphones for my computer. I even got my speakers wired up because I'm a bit of a nut if I like things having the lowest amount of latency possible. And so that's part of it. But I like how certain things end up being more analog than just fully digital. I do appreciate digital, but I also understand that I need to sometimes take a step back. And that's all I'm asking y'all to do. Take a step back and ask yourself, are you controlling your technology or are you letting it control you? If you're letting your technology control you, are you getting mad when somebody takes your phone? Are you getting angry when somebody writes something negative on social media about you? What is your reaction when you don't get your way because of something that happen on social media. Is that the best use of your time? Then you're going to get mad about something somebody said on you about on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or X. But all that to say, if you are letting it control you, are you happy? I saw a video a while ago where there was an interviewer who asked a woman, "Are you happy?" She said, "Oh, yes, absolutely." And the guy was like, "Okay, cool. Do you have a husband?" She's like, "Yes, I do." He's like, "Okay, is he happy?" And she didn't know. So now I'm going to ask you guys, are you happy with, if you are, with how much you use social media? If you use it a lot, are you happy with that? Are there better things you could be doing? Could you be reading a book? Probably. Could you be watching, could you be just spending time with your loved ones? Probably. If you don't have loved ones, could you be spending time with friends, family? What could you be doing? Possibilities are endless. Even if you're all alone or believe that you're all alone, there's ways to connect with people. Ever since moving to the house I'm at now, I immediately thought, I was like, I kind of want to get connected with my community like I used to when I was growing up. Because I grew up in a nowhere town, and connecting to the community was pretty awesome. I mostly connected it by doing sports. It's great. And now I keep trying to figure out the best way that I can do to be able to kind of pass on some of the knowledge that I got. And that's why I'm starting this, where I can share my thoughts and share them with y'all. I don't feel that we've used technology to the best of our ability. I feel like chosen we've chosen technology over real life, and we need to get back to that. And your version of that may be different from mine. Mine is more than likely where I'm going to be decreasing not necessarily the amount of technology in the house, but utilizing it to an effective manner to achieve my goals and not just wasting time on it. Or by just ignoring it for a little bit, spending time with my wife, spending time with my kids. Yeah. Spending time with those that I care about. What are you going to do with technology? Are you going to let it control you? Or are you going to control it and define your own destiny? Y'all have a great day. Have fun and don't die.